Hey there, toy collector friends and fans of physical media as well. Welcome back to the channel. I am the Triple TC, that is the time traveling toy collector, and today we are looking at something a bit different that combines all of the above. Physical media, toys. It's a limited edition, as you can see. Limited edition. It's a limited edition 4th Doctor time capsule set that was released by the BBC. And I missed out on it. It was only as a fluke that I was able to find this and pick it up. And now, if you're trying to find it, good luck. It's quite hefty in good condition on the aftermarket. There's probably less expensive versions, but that might be used or damaged, etc., or with bits missing. Because there are a lot of bits in this set, and it's quite the set. Yeah, so Doctor Who 4th Doctor time capsule, it just was the sort of thing that I thought, wow, that's right up my street. I need to get it. And then I couldn't because everyone had already got it. Perfectly sensibly, of course they had. But I managed to track it down, and I'm really chuffed. And you can see here, so it shows you everything that comes inside it. This is just sort of a banner sort of to hold it together and to give you a clue of what's inside it, because once this is off you don't know what's inside it without opening it. And there's an introductory letter from Tom Baker. Obviously it's a reproduction. Exclusive 4th Doctor regeneration action figure, which is there on the picture. But yes, so you get an action figure that prior to this set was not available to purchase. So it's essentially the 4th Doctor in the 3rd Doctor's clothes. So if I had I don't know, unit diorama, then I could do his regeneration sequence. How exciting. Maybe we need a 3rd Doctor unit HQ diorama thing. Watch this space. Advanced release of, now that's interesting, advanced release of Terror of the Zygons DVD. Wow, this dates the piece quite a lot. So this is, as I said, physical media. It includes the pre-released version of Terror of the Zygons. So before it actually made it into the public domain as a DVD release, it was released exclusively as part of this set in an exclusive packaging. So it's not in the packaging that you would get if you were buying it separately. And of course now those DVDs no longer exist anyway. It's now all happening through the Doctor Who The Collection range. And if you are interested in that, I also have a playlist all about Doctor Who The Collection and collecting the collection, so by all means have a look at that. But that was quite a thing at the time, and the fact that it's in here and it's pristine, quite a positive. Interview with Tom Baker, that's on I think that's on a DVD. Genesis of the Dalek soundtrack CD. CD is a rarity these days, but yeah, that's in there as well. Tomb of what does that say? Tomb of Voldemar. It's a paperback book with an exclusive cover. So yeah, we also get another bit of physical media. 4th Doctor sonic screwdriver, electronic. Full colour print of the 4th Doctor. I think that's that. 9 art. I think that's that. Yeah, 9 art cards there featuring the 4th Doctor's companions and a TARDIS translator, which if you hold over certain things, it's basically like the old tech spec reader from Transformers. You hold the red plastic over things and you can read what's underneath it. So that is that's quite a lot. That's a hefty piece in today's marketplace. If this was being sold fresh with the equivalent of these, that ain't going to be cheap. So the box itself I'll pull out in a second so you can have a better look at it. But yeah, there's not really any other writing on the box. They've kept the box itself quite pristine. All the other stuff is just on the back of this. And again, you can see what it says here. Unique time capsule capturing treasure trove of 4th Doctor memorabilia. I don't remember whether this was particularly... And so you can see here, it's a proper limited edition. So this is 2783 of 5,000. So they only made 5,000 of these. So that's something. I think that's something, and I'm really, really pleased that I got this. I can't recall, and somebody watching this will know, whether or not this was produced for a specific celebration or anniversary of the 4th Doctor or something like that. One would like to think that was the rationale behind it, but honestly, I don't know. But if you do know, let me know in the comments down below, because I'd find that really interesting. Anyway, let's get this. I'm going to pull out slightly, so apologies when you start seeing all the surrounding not so magic. I'm going to slide that off the box. It's a tight fit, so I'm going to make sure I keep it safe so I can put it all back together again. But yeah, you can see here that the box is essentially made to look like some sort of Gallifreyan artifact. There we have the seal of Rassilon in all its glory. And I think, if I remember rightly, that it works as a tray. Yes, so essentially this is the exterior, and then now am I lying to you about that? I am lying to you about that. It's got a magnetic clasp. I'll turn it around so you can get the full impact. Apologies for my mind slip. So here we've got a magnetic clasp, and it opens like that. Then lift this up, and then everything is contained within. I'm going to try and balance it so that you can get a look inside here. I might just lift this a tad more to accommodate that, so bear with. So first of all, this is the letter from, I think it's double-sided, yes it is, from Tom Baker. I don't know if that's his actual handwriting. I do know that that's very reminiscent of his signature, and he writes Doctor Who #4 like that. So it might be his handwriting, and it's been reproduced by them. That would be really nice. Yeah, that's a very nice inclusion, so we'll pop that. I want to keep it flat as best I can. Next up we have, this is the art print of the 4th Doctor, so if ever you're in a situation where you could meet Tom Baker, possibly at a signing or a convention, this would be a wonderful thing to use to get signed, to really add to the uniqueness of it all. This is the TARDIS translator thing. I'll show you how it works if you needed me to. So here we have the DVD. This is Terror of the Zygons. So there's the exclusive release of Terror of the Zygons there, and you use the TARDIS translator thusly to read what it says here. So you can see it is actually Terror of the Zygons. So that's nifty. We then have the next one, which is the interview with the Time Lord. So this is the Tom Baker interview. Again, it's all pretty much the same. There's nothing too dramatically different with this, with the sticker covering the doodah. Next we have the Genesis of the Daleks. There you are, Genesis of the Daleks. Again, I'm showing the interior for completeness, but that's what it's everything you would expect it to be. I'll let you pause if you want to have a read of that. But otherwise it's pretty consistent. You get these 3 DVDs, and that's, you know, I think that's not bad value at all if you think about how much a DVD costs, costed back when you could get DVDs. Then we have the novel reproduced here. The only main difference from the original is that it has this new timey-wimey kind of cover on it, which is very nice, in keeping with the set. Let's pop that over there to the side. Next we have the art cards, which we'll just zip through. Gosh, I say that like it's an easy task. It might be easier to do it that way and get them out that way. What does it say on here? Just some licensing stuff. I'll leave that there. So have a quick look through the art cards. So we have the wonderful Sarah Jane, Harry Sullivan, Leela, K9, Romana 1, Romana 2, poor Adric, Nissa of Traken, and there we have Tegan, and then we're back to Sarah Jane. So they're nice, nothing on the back, they're just plain. But they're actually quite nice. Let's see how easy it is to get them back in there. Keep them nice together and pristine without damaging anything. Maybe do reverse what I did the first time. Make that a bit more of a manageable task. Get a few in and then follow it up with a few more. Maybe not that many. Why am I doing this and making you watch it, you may be asking? I'm asking myself that. If this doesn't fit in, I'll just abort and do it in my own time. Oh no, there they go. And then there they all were, back together, sort of, I will fix that later. And then at the very bottom, what do we have at the very bottom? Oh, I think it's just, that's properly wedged in there. It doesn't want us having it, whatever it is. The Fourth Doctor's, oh, it's instructions for the sonic screwdriver, which is here, all nicely, pristinely wrapped up. Just trying to see if it, there we go. Can you hear that? There's the various different sounds, and it's a very nice, I mean, I'm not going to take out the packaging. I've already got one out of the packaging anyway. But it's a very nice replica. I remember growing up absolutely wishing I had one of these, so now I have tons of them. And then the last thing, which really for me is the main attraction to this piece, which the bag is sealed, so for now he will remain in there. Gosh, this looks to me Deadly Assassin vibes. But yeah, there we have Tom Baker's Fourth Doctor as he first appeared in the Third Doctor's gear at the end of Planet of the Spiders. So that's very nice to see here. I think this has been released possibly with a slightly different deco now, but I think it's been released in a more widespread way. I could be making that up, it's not impossible. But part of me thinks that it has now been released. If you know for sure, let me know in the comments, please. But yeah, this was, there's no sonic screwdriver with it, but then he was just lying on the floor regenerating, so I don't suppose he'd be needing it at that point. But yes, this is nice. It's a nice twist. You've got that sort of greenish tint to the shirt and the sort of velvet jacket. I'm not sure if this actually is what he was wearing when he regenerated. I'll need to double check that. But again, a nice selling point for this set, and certainly something that made it a real must-have for any collector going into physical media. And you know what? I think it's I do think it is a really nice set. I don't see that it isn't. You know, you've got art cards, you've got a novel, you've got, let me just grab these, you've got as we've seen, we've got the CD and the DVDs there. We've got the lovely art card. We've got this, which is, you know, just a bit of fun and cheap fun, but who doesn't love a bit of cheap fun? And of course the original letter from Tom Baker, all of which, let me push that in nice because I don't want to, all of which ties away into this magnetic glass box. I think that's gorgeous. I think it's really lovely. So yeah, I'm very here for that. But what about you? Did you manage to pick this up? Did you get your hands on? Just raise this up a little bit for you. There we go. Did you manage to get your hands on this? Quite frankly, very collectible Fourth Doctor time capsule. If you did, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments down below. I think it's a really lovely piece, and I think it's a really nice piece for a collector. Particularly a collector who grew up with the Tom Baker Fourth Doctor period. But I suppose it makes me wonder, what if they did anything else like this? And I'm sure this sold really well, because I mean it's very premium in many respects. So I'm sure this sold really well. But what would you like to see in a future Doctor Who time capsule? What do you think would make for this sort of package, but for a different Doctor's era? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Which Doctor in particular, and what would you think would be a really good set of editions? You've seen what they've done here. So yeah, art cards tend to be a staple of this sort of thing. But if there was a book, what would it be? What would what if there was a couple of toys to include? What would you like to see? you know, in general, what do you think would make for a really good time capsule, but for a different Doctor? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on that. Anyway, thanks so much for spending the last 10 minutes or so with me on this. As I say, it's just an unusual piece, and I really, really like it, and I'm really glad you stayed with me to look at it. If you haven't already, please drop a like to the video, and if you could, a subscription would be amazing. It really helps me get to my next subscriber milestone. But if you do, you do, and if you don't, that's fantastic as well. I'm just glad to have you along for the ride. You've been fantastic. I've been the Triple TC. That is the time traveling toy collector, and this has been and here we have it, the Fourth Doctor's Time Capsule limited edition DVD, CD, book and toy set, complete with art cards and other bits and pieces, to celebrate the Fourth Doctor's era, and I think it's fantastic. Just remains for me to say that a thing of beauty, which this undoubtedly is, really is a toy, or toy adjacent, forever. Take care. Bye-bye for now.